I know when it comes to people filming in the gyms, people have very mixed views on it. And we've got a video here where someone talks about it, and I agree with some bits, and then I totally disagree with others. I want to hear what you guys think. And I know initially a lot of you will say, ban all tripods in the gym. But watch the whole video first before you say that, because I know many of you say that, but you don't really mean it. But you have to watch the video before you understand why I say that. But first, I'll let this video play. Give me your thoughts on this scenario that's about to happen.
Sorry.
What's that?
Sorry.
It's not a fucking studio.
I didn't
Shouldn't be
expect
fucking
it
recording here anyway.
So before we get into the person who stitched this, basically she was filming in the gym, recording her section before the guy got there. And if you saw the captions on screen, she said, it's okay, he's allowed to walk in front of the camera. It's a public gym. And then he goes and ends up training in front of the camera. And she more or less says to him, oh, sorry. I'm assuming he had his headphones in and didn't hear the sorries. He responds back with, it's not fucking studio. That would only have made sense if she had said, get out the way. But he initially, straight away, went for savage mode, which I think's a loser mentality. And I don't believe if she was a guy, he would have acted in the same way. You know, normally I don't like saying, oh, guys act different to girls in the gym. But in this scenario, I don't believe if any of these male fitness influencers of a decent size and stature that was doing that, he would never do that. In my gym right now that I train at, big man bodybuilders record themselves because they're looking at the muscles working and whatnot, and they record themselves big tripods too in the gym. I know for a fact he would never say that to them. Personally, I think that was a douche, a big douche move. I don't know how he felt so happy to try and make her feel so much more smaller. It only would have made sense if she had acted like a dick, but she was very apologetic. Anyways, we're about to go into a next person's reaction to this, and that's the bit where I don't fully agree with.
All right, we got a lot to unpack here. I'm going to try to make this quick. Newsflash, it's 2025. People have tripods at the gym. We live in a social media age. It ain't going nowhere. It is no longer 2005. So y'all old heads got to accept the fact that the tripods are here. If you don't want to be somewhere where people use tripods, get you the Equinox membership or go somewhere where they really ain't recording like that.
See, this is the start of where I don't agree. Because at the end of the day, these are still public gyms. It doesn't matter if times change. If it's still a public gym, the individuals that pay their gym membership still have priority over people that have cameras. At the end of the day, the camera is an additional thing. If you're in someone's way, you have to move it. And that's why for years, when I used to film back in the day, I used to train at 11 p.m. at night because I wanted to train when there was little people in the gym so I could record without having to worry about people being in the shot or people feeling uncomfortable or just not having enough space. You have to move around to accommodate other people. That's a fact. If you're filming in the gym like she was and someone came in and they want to use that space, unfortunately, what you've got to do is you've got to move the camera and wait till they finish, which I do believe she was going to do. But in general, I do think that you can't just say, accept cameras are a thing, because no. Because I've seen some gyms, thankfully not mine, where there are like 4 or 5 people at once with tripods in the gym. That takes up a lot of space because tripods aren't small.
Gym is a sacred place. That's a community. A lot of gyms is like a family. You go in the gym disrespecting a woman who's been there for a while, you doing it at the right place, because most gyms that I've been to, that I've been around for a while, that's not happening. So you're lucky you got away with that. And lastly, it's out the video. So you standing in front of the camera is doing absolutely nothing. It's not stopping her from posting content. Or she's going to do what she did and post your dumb ass and go viral and make you look like an idiot. So this is an L either way, bruh. Terrible move. Old heads, get it together. Stop living in the past. Accept tripods.
See, this is where I don't agree with him. I do agree with the bit about like he's lucky he got away with it, because many of like my gym is a bodybuilding gym, right? And the girls that go there, they're almost grandfathered him. Like, they have such tight friendships with the big dudes there. I know for a fact, if even one of them got spoken to like this and they went to the front desk, there's an issue. They'll probably ban the guy, even though technically he was in the right, just because the intimidation factor, because he definitely was on smoke from the beginning, and I don't get why. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say maybe he didn't see the camera, but if I'm being completely honest, the fact he jumped so quick to be in an altercation, it makes me feel like he almost wanted this to happen. But as for this guy here, I don't think you should also accept that cameras are always going to be in gyms. Now, in regard to the main question, which is, should gyms ban tripods? Like all gyms. This is where I have to call cap on a lot of people, even people that have watched my content. I have seen them time after time tell me, like, we should definitely ban cameras from all gyms. It's getting out of hand. And I do agree it's getting out of hand. However, these are people that have loved watching Christian Guzman, Chris Jones, the Hodge twins, Alex Eubank, not correctly say he trains at home, but many other fitness influencers and thousands or millions more on Instagram. You double tap and watch these people on Instagram and YouTube all the time. So you can't have the standpoint of ban cameras in gym, because then you would never get any of those footage, especially when it's on Instagram. I'll go on their page and you can see that they follow and support other pages that film in gyms. I'm like, you're not consistent. What you're really saying is you don't want them in the gyms that you go to because you find them at times can be obtrusive, which is fair enough. But you can't say ban them in all gyms when you constantly consume content of other people filming themselves in gyms. So I feel like there's the inconsistency that many people either don't think about and acknowledge because they disassociate influencers they see on the screen that they follow to their real life. And it's one of the same, because the influencers that you support that are in the gym filming themselves, there's someone else that goes to their gym that's around them when they're filming. So that's where I'm more or less saying that you can't be 100% down with the no camera rule, because you guys follow many people that do that same content. And that is something you have to reconcile in your head, because if you truly mean that, it means you best unfollow and stop supporting all these famous influencers just because they're famous now, unless they train in their own gym. But even then, on the come up, they didn't have their own gym. They trained in public gyms, and that's how they got their start. I feel like a lot of people almost do not like when smaller creators do it, but they accept it from larger creators. But everybody starts somewhere. And I would personally say, as long as people are mindful and try to stay out the way when they can, I'm not against it. And the fact that even though I don't really film in the gym as much anymore, like any content you see me in the gym now, it's when the gym's virtually empty or it's old footage, or even when I do film current footage, like in vlogs, my gym allows it. And the times I train, it's never busy. And I definitely make sure I'm not in the way. But I ain't even got to go into all that. All I got to say is that, you know, I mean, I'm consistent with my view anyway. Like, I think it's okay as long as you stay the fuck out the way, as the hot just say.
I'm just messing with you, man. You can do whatever you want.
But anyways, drop your thoughts on the video. Comment down below. It'll be interesting to know. And I'll see you guys in the next video.